Everyone, and I am Sonika Agrawal from Universal Business School, and today I am in conversation with Dr. Heena, a passionate educator and a thought leader from Global Indian International School, Abu Dhabi. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, ma'am, today. And I really look forward to have a conversation with you in understanding the education and its impact in the society. So allow me to ask you a few questions and take this conversation forward.
Sure. Thank you, Sonika. Thank you, EduTV, for having me over here. And it would be my pleasure, absolutely, to be interacting with you on the same topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, due to this ongoing pandemic, all students are now attending. So education has never stopped, of course, and we must congratulate and salute the front warriors and the principals because they have led this foundation ongoing. So my question to you would be, what are the challenges or what were the challenges that was being faced by school in terms of student assessment process?
Sure. I mean, see, the blended learning is the harsh truth of the future educational scenario, and there is no way of looking back. And education post-COVID pandemic has to necessarily be hybrid. So the challenges were, of course, how do you handle this hybrid education, specifically the assessment and the evaluation part of it. But of course, the world of education rather has to adapt to the new reality of online teaching and learning. So I truly believe that everything that happens will have a positive side to it, and focusing on that aspect will enhance our life tremendously. So this compulsory online teaching, I would say, has served as a catalyst for transforming our today's unsung heroes, as you rightly said, that the teachers had the challenge. So, of course, these unsung heroes, the teachers around the world, from technical novices, they were to computer experts overnight who could hold their ground before the internet natives, the students. So since we are the migrants and the students are the natives, the alpha generation, which we talk about, and yet the teachers could hold the fort. So those were the challenges.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Ma'am, where do you see the future of education? So now with the new variant and the cases rising up and it's creating a havoc all over. So near future education, what do you see? Is it going to be again hybrid model, completely online? And how do we evaluate or how we should keep a balance between what is expected and what is the actual outcome in terms of student performance?
See, as I say that definitely this is going to continue as hybrid. In fact, this is a newfound freedom which we should not let it go. Education had never been so metamorphic in a way. So we should take this as an opportunity for the metamorphosis in the field of education, because I always say that, Google Classrooms always existed, but we never used it to this optimum manner.
Very true.
Yes. So that is important, that whatever the freedom we have found in terms of technological innovations, we shouldn't let it go. Rather, we should hold on to it. And this hybrid learning is a bliss. In fact, it's a blessing in disguise for all of us, where we have come to Kahoot and Neopod. We talk about quizzes, Google Classrooms. I mean, so much of, and do you think these platforms were overnight created? No, they existed, but we didn't.
They were always there.
Yeah. They were always there. So we, in fact, found this freedom to use it to the optimum. Now, when we talk about assessment and evaluation, which is one of the foremost challenges which we have faced, and we are going to have it further. So my take on this would be that assessment and evaluation of students has also had to change dramatically in the new scenario. We have to modify and come up with innovative tools and techniques for assessment, like CBSE. You must be aware that the CBSE had introduced now MCQs. We had the first board exams. Now they made it term wise. So the first board exams, and it was totally MCQs. Of course, that's a beautiful way of adapting to the new normal. So I feel that we have to introduce open book evaluation across various grades. Like logically speaking, we all know that whatever information is needed is available out there on internet. So Google Baba has it all. Now what we have to empower the students to look out for the right information and how to analyze, how to synthesize that information. That is important, and hence the open book evaluation will encourage students to practice the skill to perfection. So that is very important. And in addition to this, we also have always felt lacuna in students across the world researching and contributing to new thinking. So, of course, we have in recent years encouraged out of the box thinking. In fact, I go a step forward. I said, where is the box? Not out of the box, where is the box? So there are nothing, I mean, no boxes also, not out of the box. So by consciously, we have to setting higher order thinking skills. We talk about HOTS. So those HOTS questions should be tested. That skill should be tested in our assessment, where the higher order. The rest is, there is the Google Baba tells everything. And of course, the present unique scenario has pushed the aspect of evaluation into the fast lane. This were all, as we said, existed, but now we are accelerated into that lane and given much more such challenging assignments, which will activate innate ability of lateral thinking in them. So that could be, one way. And one more area of assessment, I would say, is Viva, where a greater chunk could be assigned to Viva, and the marks assigned based on Viva in the present online system could also work wonders. The students' common sense, which is very uncommon usually. So that common sense, presence of mind, and knowledge can be assessed during these interactive sessions between the mentor and the mentee. So this will also facilitate more exclusive quality time for the students from the teachers. So Viva could also be given a greater chunk if possible. And that could be one another way. So another method, if you're asking me, comes to my mind would be, a method of evaluation which needs to be either to enhance students potentially taking seminars. Now, what happens is that students could be assigned topics which they have to present to their peers. And at the end, what happens, these presentations will have self-assessment, peer assessment, and teacher assessment. And when those assessment results should be collected, and thus giving student a more objective score. So that could also be one way of looking at it.
Absolutely, ma'am. Couldn't agree with you more on this. Very well said. And of course, everybody in the society will definitely agree that and really appreciate that you have introduced 360-degree learning and assessment of a student, because gone are the days, and unfortunately, there's still being the marks and the degree which is still prevailing. The importance is being given to that, but then there are other areas also that we need to focus on, so that there has to be a development of life skill, which is definitely going to give a good advantage to each student in the society. So when we talk about skills, even now NEP talks about the skill development and less focus on the marks, thankfully. So what will be your take on what set of skills? And so still there is a notion or phenomena that we give more importance to the degree and the institutions. What will be your idea or your take on giving importance to a degree, or giving more importance to the skills to be future ready?
Wonderful. Yeah, Sonika, what I always talk is that degrees are rubber stamps. So that is a necessary evil where I would be glad if someday we could delink degrees with education and we talk only about education. But at GIS Abu Dhabi, we have found that once our expectations of our students have been raised to traverse untrodden path, the students have always risen to the occasion and constantly forced us to raise the benchmark bar by each subsequent time, showing us that we are on the right track in tapping their inherent talent. So I feel that these changes in evaluation and assessment necessitated by the pandemic is ultimately going to equip the future global citizens, that's our students, with all the skills and talents needed to make a paradigm shift into a new world order to become a global citizen where we talk about problem solving, because I believe that problems are universal. Tackling them as individuals. So, do we give them how to think? Not what to think, but how to think. That is very important. So, if they learn this basic life skills, and people talk about confidence, I said there's nothing like confidence, it's competence. And so, competence would breed confidence. So, if such life skills, they are equipped with competence, and long back, I say that we have come from Gurukula to Google, and that's a beautiful, in fact, Gurukula had the same concept, your life skill. If you are good
Absolutely.
at archery, you are good at, so vocationalization was there way back. And
Yeah.
now we are again talking about individualized learning, or we are talking about differentiated learning, where mild, medium, spicy, we are talking about where, not one size fits all. So we are now coming back to, so it always existed in Gurukula and now it is Google. It's still the same. Good that we have started, and NEP, of course, has immense potential if implemented well. So MEP is going to change the educational fabric of India if it is implemented well, received well, and how.
Executed well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So life
Great.
skill, of course, ability to see beyond what others can see. So that if we can equip children with those skills of tackling the problems in a as I said, no box solution.
Absolutely. I really look forward to, ma'am, for that to happen soon, because that's actually a need of an hour.
It's happening, Sonika. It's already happening. Only, I mean, our eyes have to see. It's already, the ball has started rolling, and it is
Wow.
in
Hmm.
motion. That initial inertia, I guess, is already overcome. Now we'll see the results.
Wow, that's really great, and really glad to know. And of course, I mean, over and again, I'm saying the educators, the leaders like you, and the way you are leading the entire education system, I'm sure very soon we are going to see a tremendous change in the system, which can actually change and take a shift from what it is and what it should be.
Yeah, it has already, paradigm shift has already happened. As I said, the ball has started rolling, and it's the teamwork. The teachers are the cornerstone, and they
Yeah,
are wonders. They overnight turn
undoubtedly.
technocrats. They
Yeah,
overnight turn technocrats. What more they can prove themselves? They are into the drawing
absolutely.
rooms. They are into the
Yeah,
drawing rooms of the parents, and parents are appreciating. So, what more is expected and required? Of
yeah,
course. But
yeah,
again, it's a constant learning. We should not forget that we have to be perennial learners, constant learners. We cannot say that we have arrived. No, the
yeah.
learning is like that.
It
Everyday
has to
learning.
go on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very well said, ma'am. And you spoke about the parents. So you being an expert, also, I would like to know, as a parent in or maybe in UAE particularly, what are the pointers, what are the factors that any parents would like to consider when they choose their graduation study for or university for their kids? Is it the degree, is it the curriculum, is it the faculty, is it the infrastructure, or is it the curriculum? So what is the main factor that they would like to consider?
It's a package deal. They want best of everything. So you can't say that I choose eyes or ears or nose or lips. They want a package. And of course, the brand value is there. The infrastructure is the first. like we say, dress and address, that both things are important. So how you are dressed, how you address. So dresses, of course, they look at the infrastructure and the facilities out there. But basically, then it would be the address that would be very, very important, where the faculty, the kind of education is being delivered over there, and how the global citizens are being prepared, whether the artificial intelligence world, which is taking the world by its, bull by its horn. So it's like how the swift changes are. So whether this particular institute is allowing my child to say physically fit, mentally alert, emotionally balanced, morally upright, and spiritually divine, whether all these things are there into. So we have 9 gems philosophy where all these things are taken care. So yes, so something like that, a parent always looks at a package, and Sasta Tika Majboot is always a kind of course, they look at
Absolutely.
Value for money, whether if I'm spending this kind, what am I getting in return?
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am. This information will definitely give the universities in India a different set of information, so that we can cater to the requirements of the parents, of course. And now, ma'am, my last question to you would be: now students have not attended the school from last 2 years, and now they would be. So this is the what message would you like to give to the passing out students? Because now there is a shift from a school life to a college life, and a big decision they are going to make in their life. So what would be your mantra of success that you would like to share with them?
Okay. Yeah, Sadika, what I would like to tell is that, see, if you, I do not know the scenario back home in our home country, but here, as such, only they have missed out could be an emotional bonding also, I wouldn't say, because we provided all kinds of platform. Yeah, only the socialization aspect they might have missed out a bit. Otherwise, O labs or Kahoot or name it and have it, and they were like as if they are in the classroom. The whiteboards, or the kind of platform, Google Classrooms, or the assessment on Eklavya platform, name it, and we have provided each and everything as if it is happening in the classroom. Yes, but of course, face to face definitely matters, where a kind of emotional balancing happens. What happens on the field, teamwork happens in the field, or so they might have missed out on a bit of collaboration. They might have missed a bit on a kind of team
Peer
spirit.
learning.
Yes, so those kinds of things they might have missed, which they will definitely have to now see. Now, again, the scenario is very uncertain. So, of course, they have to be ready for resilience. That is the I would say that resilience is the skill which they'll have to, and acclimatize themselves to anything that's ready to take over any changing circumstance. Because what is constant is change, which they'll have to understand, that if anything that is constant is change. So whatever changes are there, acclimatize themselves, be resilient, come back and fight it out. So that all those things which they might have missed out, they'll have to see that how to be a team player.
Absolutely. And I think this is the skill that everybody needs to learn. And this will be my takeaway from this session, that, resilience and team learning, or sportsmanship is one thing that we all need to inculcate and have throughout.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much, Heena ma'am, for being with us today and sharing. It was very, very thought-provoking discussion that we had. Hope you also have enjoyed the session, and really look forward to connect with you more in the future.
Thank you, Sonika. You were also absolutely adorable. And thank you for this beautiful platform and this wonderful interaction that we had. And I wish all our children all the best, and God bless all of us. And let's see that how we steer through this pandemic, which I now feel it is endemic. It's over, and let's take it as a epidemic. Lessons learned hard way. We should cherish those lessons. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am.